WDUN Sports Talk. Hello, everybody. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. Morgan Lee, he is the sports editor for AccessNorthGA.com. It is the second installment of 3 for your 2011 high school football previews. You can just smell the pigskin. Outstanding. Hey, all right, coming up on today's show, East Hall fans, you want to pay attention later on. We have your head coach, Brian Gray. We also have Lakeview's head man, Matthew Gruen, and as well as Riverside's head coach, Chris Cotter. So those are all coming up, interviews with those coaches that let you in on a little bit of what's going to happen for 2011 or what they think is going to happen. We're just a couple weeks away from kickoff. But, Morgan, we're starting with Flowery Branch head coach Lee Shaw. This is a guy he's getting ready to enter, I think, his 10th year with Flowery Branch. He's built something over there with the Falcons, hasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the premier programs in North Georgia right now and looking to become one of the premier programs really in the entire state, regardless classification.
Yeah, had such a good year last year, made it to the playoffs, made it to the second round of the playoffs, and Coach Shaw was nice enough to join us down his offices in Flowery Branch. We talked with him earlier this week about what to expect this coming season. Well, Coach, your team just did so much last year, made it to the second round of the playoffs. What kind of expectations do you have coming into this season?
I think there's high expectations here in the county around this place, on our team and coaching staff, and that's a good thing. You know, we want to have high expectations. If your goal is shooting for a state championship, then you better have high expectations. We've had a really good, productive summer from our workouts to the camps that we've been to 7-on-7 tournaments, and we're excited about it because we matched up with a lot of good teams in the country at the Hoover 7-on-7 National Tournament and skill-wise. So we understand that 7-on-7s are really the fluff. It's not real football, but when your skill kids can match up against their skill kids and in man coverage, you feel pretty good coming out of there.
Coach, obviously, you know, last year was such an impressive year for you. I mean, you know, I think you surprised a lot of people. Maybe not everybody, because some of us knew what you had coming back, but how do you feel like you can build on that moving forward?
Yeah, we talk about not being average, not being complacent, that complacency is a success or a disease of success, you know, and so we just try to stay humble with it and work our guys hard and let them understand the past is the past, and if this is a new group, even though some of them were part of that team last year, this is a new year, and we won't surprise anybody this year. I think we kind of surprised a few teams last year in that region. They didn't know much about our spread option attack, and so we got a lot of the pieces back to that, but we won't surprise anybody. So,
Coach, I know you lost some off last year's team, but you also got some great players coming back, including your running back. He broke the single-season rushing record last year.
Yeah, Jeremy Haley, you know, I mean, this kid's probably a 4.9 40. And probably when you see him walking down the hall, you wouldn't think this is a 1,600-yard running back. But he does everything right. Very coachable, great attitude, great vision, and he's back. And he's a leader. He's a captain. So we've kind of built that offense a little bit around him as well. And defensively, you know, one of the names that comes up is Jacob Allen. You know, Jacob's going to be a junior, and he's probably put on about 25 pounds this offseason, and he's around 6'1", 220, and moves good, and so we've kind of built that defense around him. So we're excited about those key guys. Another guy offensively is Casey Osborne, that's back as a receiver and has really improved since last year in his strength and in his practice and in his play this summer in 7-on-7.
Coach, obviously, you know, again, some talented players back, but I think the ones that everybody's been talking about are the 2 newcomers, or the 3 newcomers, really, between your quarterback, Candler Coker, and the Curry brothers. Talk about how they've adapted to what you all do at Flowery Branch and just what you expect from them this year.
Absolutely. Candler Coker is as good as they come. I mean, he's great attitude, team leader, very committed, works hard. But he brings a lot on the field. He's a dual threat. He's a true dual threat quarterback at 6'4", you know, 205. And so we're excited about that if he's ever got to pull it down and run, he's dangerous. He reminds me a lot of Connor being in his play. And I believe Candler probably throws as good a deep ball as any quarterback that we've had here. So I think that says a lot about his play. The Curry boys, CJ, He's a real deal. I mean, he's a national recruit, of course, at receiver. He's got the size and the speed, got great hands. He's really had a really good summer with us in 7-on-7 and doing the things he needs to. Darius Curry, the younger brother, not the youngest, but the middle brother, great lockdown corner. You know, he's a junior and 6'1", about 190, and he's a kid that's going to go both ways for us. We don't have many that's a two platoon kind of guy, but he's one of those that can bring the whole package in.
Your region 8-4A, so tough last year. I mean, do you think it's going to be as tough this year? And what makes it so tough?
This region has a huge defensive line, and their skilled kids are great athletes, very fast. We knew that going in. So we knew a little bit about this region. We did our homework on them. Nothing's changed. Clark Central is going to be Clark Central. Appalachia returns a lot of guys, and they've got some speed. They're all talented. It's a tough region.
Coach, I know every year it's y'all do a really special kind of preseason camp where you take your kids up to Mount Currahee, outside of Toccoa, and do a kind of a special thing. Talk about how unique that is and just what goes into that weekend.
Camp in general is just special because I've always believed that a poor team to get average to good, or a good team to great, you got to suffer together. At some point, they've got to suffer together, not by themselves, not the coaches. They just have to suffer together, and they have to depend on each other. And camp is a great way to do that, and that's where that brotherhood we talk about is formed. And then the last morning we run Currahee Mountain, 3 miles up, 3 miles down, and they take off in their leadership groups, and a senior usually leads them, and they have to finish together. So you may have the big lineman with a skilled kid, and they have to get up that mountain together. And usually we get up there as the sun's coming up. We'll do a devotional hour, usually have a military guy come up there and give them a motivational talk. But to watch those last groups finish and everybody's kind of cheering them on to get to the finish line on top of the mountain, it's very much a unique experience. So it's very much a unique experience, and our kids, they know it's hard. It's 5:30 in the morning, and but that's what they talk about, and that's why our battle cry is Currahee. Sure. And so all of that being said, it's what I tell our kids, that if you're just playing football for Friday night, you've missed it. It's bigger than that. It's everything that's outside of the 48 minutes.
You guys had a lot of success last year, obviously. What is it that really makes you excited about this year's team?
When they need to dial it up, they can really dial it up. Tremendous athletes in some spots. It's always a challenge to put the pieces of the puzzle together. I always look forward to that. But when that glue starts taking hold and you can start seeing it happen and that team chemistry hits, I think the potential of this team is what's so exciting. Now, on the other end of that, we've never been through adverse situations together. Camp will tell a lot. The first ball game will tell a lot. Any adversity in a game, to see how they respond after a halftime of maybe being down. So there's some unknowns, but the knowns are pretty good.
All right, Morgan, taking a look at the schedule for Flowery Branch this year. A lot of the same guys you have last year, obviously, because of the region you're in. But what kind of sticks out? Obviously, Clark Central, Coach mentioned that. But Appalachia, another team, third week of the season, they're going to be taking them on September 9th. That's one of those teams that could be tricky, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They bring a lot of guys back, including a Georgia committed running back in Stanley Williams. They're just the game between those two teams last year was just like, whoever was going to have the ball last was going to win. Just a crazy game of everybody, basically running up and down the field. And I think there was over 1,000 yards of offense in that game alone.
Wow.
So, yeah, great game. I think the game against, we talked about earlier, Loganville, always a team that's kind of right around the cusp of the playoffs there. Should be a good game. Top to bottom, there's not a bad team on this list. I mean, every team has got strengths. It's not like you don't look at this and say, well, that's definitely a W.
Right, so, exactly. And the last game of the season, of course, with Clark Central can mean a whole bunch for the team. As far as region championship, who knows? It just turned out last year. Both teams were 9-0 going into that game. The offense, high-powered, obviously. We know that from last year. One thing that I don't know if people are talking a lot about, Will Monday is on his way to Duke University, I guess, and he's going to be
hopefully there by now.
yeah, that's true. And he better be studying too, by the way. Great punter, great place kicker. I mean, just an outstanding effort by Will Monday, and he was there for so long. That's something that special teams for Flowery Branch somebody's got to pick that up. That pick.
Yeah, somebody is going to have to step up. When we talk to Coach, and when I talked to Coach, I guess a little bit before that. The place kicking duties were set. Leo Manzo, who got some time last year, in some of the runaway wins they had, he got a chance to kick. He's going to be their full-time place kicker. The question is going to be at punter. They have a couple of kids kind of vying for that position. I mean, Monday could flip the field like nobody else. I mean, the kid had a cannon of a leg, and obviously that's something that. You have to talk about it, especially as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Special teams can be huge, especially in a lot of close games. Like you mentioned, Flowery Branch had some last year. All right, coming up in a little bit, we will talk with the head men from both Riverside Military Academy and Lakeview Academy. Up next, though, East Hall fans, pay attention. Brian Gray will be here in studio talking with us. You're watching WDUN Sports Talk on WDUN TV. We'll be right back.
Public notice. A massive $2 million warehouse liquidation is underway at the furniture store. Tons of merchandise has been trucked in from manufacturers' warehouses, and it's all selling at extreme drastic price cuts. Hurry, it's first come, first save, and once it's gone for good at the furniture store in Canton and...
Hey there, I'm Dr. Ron Wilson. At Wilson Orthodontics, we've helped thousands of people just like you get that perfect, healthy smile they've always dreamed of. And we do that by using state-of-the-art orthodontic technology. Children and adults love our exciting Georgia Bulldogs game room.
Come in and experience the atmosphere.
Our team is the best around, and they treat all our patients like they're part of the family.
They were so nice to me.
Call us today to schedule your free consultation, and I look forward to seeing you here soon.
Hi folks, Butch Miller from Milton Martin Honda in Gainesville, and why you should get your next new car at Milton Martin Honda. First, a fantastic selection. We bought extra cars, so now we have the largest inventory in the area. Next, an incredibly low price. Plus, we'll give you more for your trade. Third, we'll treat you the way you like to be treated. Those three things combined, we call a Milton Martin Honda Advantage. So remember folks, if you think you can get a better deal on a better car at Milton Martin Honda in Gainesville, you got that right.
Specializing in shipping, packaging, and maintenance products, Wilhite Packaging wants to make you their next client. The team members at Wilhite realize customer satisfaction and teamwork are the driving force of their business. They've earned the business of over 500 customers with dedication to service and by providing products at fair and competitive prices. You won't be disappointed. They guarantee it. For more information, visit online at wilhite.com.
Do you have dinner plans? Come and enjoy casual fine dining right here in downtown Gainesville. Scott's on the Square welcomes you for dinner Tuesday through Saturday night. With only fresh, prime cuts of steak and seafood, Scott's on the Square guarantees you'll become a repeat customer. Ask about catering or scheduling your special event at Scott's on the Square, 110 Main Street. Call to make your dinner plans or make your reservations online at scottsonthesquare.com. Casual fine dining at its best is right here in Gainesville.
At the offices of Dr. Norman Peets, DDS on Green Street in Gainesville, patients have all their general dentistry needs explained. Ask about sedation dentistry. Dr. Peets' team of professionals puts you at ease. Dedicated, experienced, professional. He's Gainesville's family dentist. Dr. Norman Peets, 615 Green Street in Gainesville.
I will not march blindly into the fluorescent light of Monday morning to a job I do not love. I will not go with the flow. I am not a carbon copy. I will visit this website before tomorrow because I refuse to work for the weekend, even if everyone is working for the weekend. Today, I will find a job that I love. Today, I will find my career happiness.
WDUN Sports Talk rolling on your 2011 high school preview. We're going to have a whole other set of coaches coming up next week. Coming up later in this show, Riverside Military Academy head man Chris Cotter, as well as Lakeview Academy head coach Matthew Gruen. Right now, though, East Hall Vikings, they were 3-7 for 2010, which was an improvement for the Vikings over the last few years. Head coach Brian Gray earlier this week, nice enough to come in studio with us, and he joined us, sat right across the way from us, talked about this coming season. Head coach Brian Gray with the East Hall Vikings, thanks so much for coming in studio with us. We really do appreciate it.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem. All right, so last year you guys are coming off a 3-7 season. The 3 wins doubles your win total actually from the first few years. But no, I mean I think last year, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was a pretty good stepping stone for your program in general. When you
There's
say
no doubt about it. We weren't satisfied by any means. Sometimes we have a little bit higher expectations than reality, and we came in and some things kind of derailed us, some injuries, some turnover issues definitely, and but we greatly improved. Our kids got another year comfortable in the scheme, and the great news is we have everybody back pretty much.
Coach, I know, over the years you've talked about kind of one of the hardest things to do with building a program is to build depth and strength in the trenches. You feel like you've kind of started to turn that corner there. Talk a little bit about what you feel like your offensive and defensive lines can be this year.
I think we could have, potentially, and there's a lot that goes into potential, but we can have a very, very strong O-line and D-line. We've been playing these same 8 or 9 kids for the last 3 years. They play together real well, and all are very physical, strong, very good size. There's a number 2 or 3 kids got potential to go on and play after high school. And so we're pretty excited. I mean, the big thing about playing online is you just can't throw a freshman or a sophomore out there, and you sure can't throw some first-time football player. And linemen always come once you get the youth program going, the middle school program successful. Then the linemen start to come in, and that's what we're seeing the benefits of now.
2 of the guys that moved on to the next level, obviously Sterling Bailey and Chaz Cheeks. Did the younger guys kind of learn something from those guys and just see kind of how they go about their business? Because those kids are pretty talented kids, but I'm figuring they had to be pretty strong workers too.
They were. They were very well. Both of them were great kids. Great. They set the tempo. They kind of showed that it can be done at East Hall. Our kids are always there. They work hard all the time. Our kids don't ever quit. East Hall kids don't quit, period. And we've been knocked down a couple times last couple years, but I think they're about ready to swing back. And Chaz and Sterling kind of set the foundation of just the kids that, you put your time in, you put your effort, listen to coaches, good things can happen, and I don't think anything better could happen than going to Georgia Tech and the University of Georgia.
Right.
You talked about building a program. Obviously there's been a ton of work just going to kind of getting this thing going from the ground up. Talk about how East Hall football, just the program in general, has evolved since y'all started.
Well, the big challenge when I've got there is the youth program was unfortunately about 0. And East Hall has always been known for basketball, and the basketball's handed to the babies in the crib in our community, and that's what they've grown up playing. And we had to convert to them and teach them, hey, come play during the winter and fall. I mean, football's a good sport, and we were very fortunate the last couple of years to steal the kids off the court and let them play both sports. And they saw that, hey, I may not be a 6'5" point guard, but I'm a 6'1", and I can play football in college. And we've been fortunate with that, and that just kind of carried all the way down to now our youth program's got, a team or 2 teams at every single age group level. And our middle school's got over 70 kids involved, and that is the key to success. I mean, Coach Christmas has shown that, Coach Shaw has shown that with tremendous youth programs. You will never be successful if you cannot continue to get in year after year kids that have experienced. Basketball, a lot of times, kid can go out there and he can just shoot a 3-pointer and make it and get lucky. In football, you don't get lucky trying to tackle a quarterback or running back. It's a technique that you have to learn over years. And especially with the big kids, you have to learn that over and over and over.
Yeah.
And that has been what we've been waiting for. And when I took the job, and all these great coaches that came with me that same year and have been with me since, and we've all known that, we've all preached as, listen, it's going to take time, but when it happens, it's going to happen. And we're on the verge. We can taste it, and our kids can taste it. It's just a matter of the chips falling in place and letting it happen.
Can you guys kind of taste a sub-region title to start with this year? I mean, do you think that's something that's in the realm for you guys?
That is definitely our goal. Yeah. The thing about football is, and, in baseball you get a great pitcher and one great hitter, man, you could have a chance to get a few wins. In football, you better have 22. And then when 6 of them are going to get hurt, which they always do, you better have 6 more to take their place. So football was where the chips fall. I think we could be competitive with anybody we play. I think we'll play, vastly improved West Hall and Johnson right off the bat. And then Adairsville is 170 kids strong. and Elbert County might be the best team in the state next to Buford. So we're going to find out real quick. But I'm excited about our chances. I think that if we stay healthy, we find the right leadership, and we stop turning the ball over, we got a chance.
Obviously we talked about the linemen. You had a skill guy last year in Jamon Witt who, when he was healthy was one of the most explosive players in North Georgia. What have you seen from him this summer? What do you expect out of him this fall?
Well, I expect, we came to rely on Jamon too much last year, and then when he was hurt, it kind of really hurt us, and then we lost a couple supporting role kids that helped keep the attention off him. It really hurt. He's banged up right now, so he's going to take some time and get back healthy, which is actually kind of a positive. Another way is we've got 2 young kids that we think could be just as good as he is, that have gotten a lot of extra reps, and we think we could be 4 or 5 deep at running back where we can rotate and maybe give Jamon a breather for once. And so we're excited. But we've got the number of kids that we think that can take it all the way, like Jamon. They were just too young last year or too physically weak to compete in a high level.
Coach, seems like you got things going in the right direction. Really do appreciate your time, and good luck this year.
No, thank you for having me. Anytime. Appreciate it.
All right, taking a look at East Hall's schedule, and Morgan, I'll mention the sheer size of Brian Gray in a minute, but talk about this tough schedule. You look at the draw for the Vikings, and it ain't the easiest, is it? I mean, you got Elbert County over there, and you have to go to Adairsville. That's 2 tough games right there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's to draw the region champ from 8AA, is your crossover game, and to head to Adairsville, that's going to be ridiculous. Elbert County is supposed to just be beyond stacked this year, so and to have to go there, whew. Opening with West Hall, I think is going to be a really good test for them, just to see where they are, if they're really kind of where they hope they're going to be this year.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of local games, and then they kind of hit the road, go to Elbert County, and that's a tough matchup. Brian Gray, I don't want to ever make him angry. I've done a lot of interviews with him on the phone, but it's a big dude.
Yeah. First time you meet him, it's definitely a little intimidating, but he's so laid back, such a nice guy. I mean, but if he wanted to scare you, wow, yeah, he's okay.
One of the few guys who probably could scare Sterling Bailey and might be able to beat him up. Yeah. All right, so East Hall, they were 3-7 last year, Morgan, and I think what they need, and kind of what you say in your preview as well, is they kind of need that breakthrough game. They need that game to kind of, I don't know, set the stage for something more, kind of have the players, believe in Viking football.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one thing to know what it takes to win a game. It's another thing to actually do what it takes. And once you start winning, or have that big breakthrough game, and you start believing in yourself, it's amazing the difference. I mean, you talk to any coach, and there's always that one game where they can see their team starting to believe in themselves and what they can do. And once that happens, things just really start to change.
Absolutely, and you kind of get a winning culture in there as well. All right, we're going to take a break, come back, and we are going to be talking with Lakeview Academy's head coach, Matthew Gruen. His team just in the infant stages of becoming a football program. So after the break, we'll be talking with Coach Gruen, so Lakeview fans, pay attention. Be right back. WDUN Sports Talk on WDUN TV.
Public notice. A massive $2 million warehouse liquidation is underway at the furniture store. Tons of merchandise has been trucked in from manufacturers' warehouses, and it's all selling at extreme drastic price cuts. Hurry, it's first come, first save, and once it's gone for good at the furniture store in Canton and...
Hey there, I'm Dr. Ron Wilson. At Wilson Orthodontics, we've helped thousands of people just like you get that perfect, healthy smile they've always dreamed of. And we do that by using state-of-the-art orthodontic technology. Children and adults love our exciting Georgia Bulldogs game room.
Come in and experience the atmosphere.
Our team is the best around, and they treat all our patients like they're part of the family.
They were so nice to me.
Call us today to schedule your free consultation, and I look forward to seeing you here soon.
Hi folks, Butch Miller from Milton Martin Honda in Gainesville, and why you should get your next new car at Milton Martin Honda. First, a fantastic selection. We bought extra cars, so now we have the largest inventory in the area. Next, an incredibly low price. Plus, we'll give you more for your trade. Third, we'll treat you the way you like to be treated. Those three things combined, we call it Milton Martin Honda Advantage. So remember folks, if you think you can get a better deal on a better car at Milton Martin Honda in Gainesville, you got that right.
Specializing in shipping, packaging, and maintenance products, Wilhite Packaging wants to make you their next client. The team members at Wilhite realize customer satisfaction and teamwork are the driving force of their business. They've earned the business of over 500 customers with dedication to service and by providing products at fair and competitive prices. You won't be disappointed. They guarantee it. For more information, visit online at wilhite.com.
Do you have dinner plans? Come and enjoy casual fine dining right here in downtown Gainesville. Scott's on the Square welcomes you for dinner Tuesday through Saturday night. With only fresh, prime cuts of steak and seafood, Scott's on the Square guarantees you'll become a repeat customer. Ask about catering or scheduling your special event at Scott's on the Square, 110 Main Street. Call to make your dinner plans or make your reservations online at scottsonthesquare.com. Casual fine dining at its best is right here in Gainesville.
At the offices of Dr. Norman Peets, DDS on Green Street in Gainesville, patients have all their general dentistry needs explained. Ask about sedation dentistry. Dr. Peets' team of professionals puts you at ease. Dedicated, experienced, professional. He's Gainesville's family dentist. Dr. Norman Peets, 615 Green Street in Gainesville.
I will not march blindly into the fluorescent light of Monday morning to a job I do not love. I will not go with the flow. I am not a carbon copy. I will visit this website before tomorrow because I refuse to work for the weekend, even if everyone is working for the weekend. Today, I will find a job that I love. Today, I will find my career happiness.
Public notice. A massive $2 million warehouse liquidation is underway at the furniture store. Tons of merchandise has been trucked in from manufacturers' warehouses, and it's all selling at extreme drastic price cuts. Hurry, it's first come, first save, and once it's gone for good at the furniture store in Canton and
WDUN Sports Talk rolling on your 2011 high school football preview. This is the second of 3 weeks we'll be doing this. Next week, North Hall fans, Buford fans, tune in, as well as a couple other fans too. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we roll through this second half hour. All right, Lakeview Academy, they've only had a football team for a few years. Matthew Gruen has been there. This is fourth season, is that right?
Fourth season as a varsity program, yes.
There you go. So Coach Gruen, nice enough to come into studio with us, and we talk with him about the 2011 season. Coach Gruen, thank you so much for being with us. Really do appreciate you coming into the studio, finding this place. Your first time? Is this your first time at the station?
Yeah, I think I took the long walk. It took me a while.
And it's a little warm to be doing that. Coach, congratulations. I mean, last season was a good season for you guys. You end up 4-4, most wins in varsity history for you guys. Talk about that year. I mean, that had to be a pretty special year for all your guys.
It was. It really was. You know, we won the first game and we felt pretty good about ourselves. Then we lost the next four, and so we're sitting there at 1-4 and wondering what we're going to do. And it was just a credit to our seniors. We had a large senior class, had 12 seniors, and we just pulled together and somehow managed to win the last three, and really ended on a positive, good note. And it turned out to be a great year for us.
You talked about that senior class. I mean, you know, losing that senior class, you knew it was going to be tough. But talk about how kind of the excitement of finishing those 3 straight wins, how that's kind of helped you build some momentum and not have to worry about losing all those seniors.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when we lost, we had 24 on the team last year, and we lost those 12. There was some doubt. What are we going to do? But now we're sitting there about 26, 27, and just it's been incredible. It has been incredible that we've had so much interest in the guys wanting to come out and play, and so we're really looking forward to this year to see what we can do. We've got a lot of new ones that hadn't played much football, but we're just happy to have enough folks to be able to play and just tee it up on Friday night.
Absolutely. And, Coach, I guess it all starts on the lines, offensive and defensive, and it's got to kind of keep a coach laid up at night when you lose 5 senior offensive linemen. But talk about the lines on both sides. Were the guys that are coming in and playing this year, were they able to kind of see what those guys that those seniors from last year were able to do and kind of work as a unit?
Yeah, we hope so. Obviously, that's our biggest concern, and we lost our entire offensive line, and we only have 2 returning on defensive line. So, obviously, that's our biggest concern. But we got some kids there, and they've been working hard this summer, and hopefully it's going to take some time for those guys to get in the groove, and because we feel like we got some pretty good skill guys, but football is in the trenches, and so our success will go with where those guys take us.
You mentioned those skill guys. Talk a little about them. I know you've had some guys switching in positions, but kind of what are your expectations for some of those guys this year?
Pretty big. We've got our quarterback, who wasn't a quarterback last year, Mataskunas. He's one of our only 2 seniors, and he's moving there, but we expect big things from him. And then Trevor Price, who was a slot back, now he's a fullback. But even though they're changing positions, we expect those guys gotta play very well for us, especially early on when the line's getting adjusted and used to all these things. They gotta toughen it out, I guess.
You're building this program from scratch, from the ground up, and you mentioned it's a smaller roster, obviously. But what did last year do for you guys, being 4-4, as far as fan participation? I would expect parents' participation to be pretty high. But coming into the year, has everybody been a lot more excited after coming off a 4-win season?
I think so. I tell you, last year was probably our first year. It felt like Friday night. We've had with the fans and the excitement and just the enthusiasm through the student body, and that felt good. And and then to be able to finish like we did, hopefully that will carry on to this year, and we can just keep generating that excitement, because there's nothing like Friday night football. There's just nothing like it. So hopefully we can continue with that.
Well, Coach, thank you so much. Really do appreciate your time. Good luck in 2011.
Man, appreciate you having me.
All right. And Lakeview Academy's schedule looks like so. They start off with Fellowship Christian, then they got to go to Kings Ridge. And another thing we didn't really talk to the coach about, Morgan, is they do a little more traveling than other teams, wouldn't you say?
Sure, absolutely. Being a non-region team, you kind of cast your net of field and see who you can take on. I mean, a lot of these teams just looking. I mean, Georgia Military, obviously down in Milledgeville. Towns County, they used to be in a region with them, but that's still a pretty long distance to go. A lot of these other teams in the metro Atlanta area, kind of Roswell, Cobb County area.
It takes a little while to kind of build a program, doesn't it? I mean, it was funny talking before we did that interview. We were talking about Buford football for whatever reason. You mentioned Buford has, I think, like 32 seniors, and he said, well, we have 26 players on our roster. Obviously, Buford has been around a lot longer, but, I mean, it just kind of puts it in perspective. It's like, man, you really are starting from scratch over there, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, football is such a numbers game. I mean, every sport, you obviously need depth, but football more so than anybody else, just because of the amount of pounding and injuries that you take in a football season. And with a school as small as Lakeview is, it's my hat's off to them for being able to stick through with this, because it's not easy. I mean, just as you said, I mean, the amount of kids that you can even get out. When you're looking at certain programs that can have 32 seniors, and you're just trying to get as many kids out as possible. It's not easy, but these kids have put their heart and souls into it, and really turned it around and showed something last year.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to do something. I mean, just the way the basketball team's been able to have some pretty good success. I guess the next step is for the football team to do the same thing. So there you go. Good luck to the Lions. August 26th is when their 2011 season gets underway. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we will talk with Riverside Military Academy's head coach, Coach Cotter, coming up after this break. WDUN Sports Talk on WDUN TV, 2011 high school football preview rolling on.
Public notice. A massive $2 million warehouse liquidation is underway at the furniture store. Tons of merchandise has been trucked in from manufacturers' warehouses, and it's all selling at extreme drastic price cuts. Hurry, it's first come, first save, and once it's gone for good at the furniture store in Canton and...
Hey there, I'm Dr. Ron Wilson. At Wilson Orthodontics, we've helped thousands of people just like you get that perfect, healthy smile they've always dreamed of. And we do that by using state-of-the-art orthodontic technology. Children and adults love our exciting Georgia Bulldogs game room.
Come in and experience the atmosphere.
Our team is the best around, and they treat all our patients like they're part of the family.
They were so nice to me.
Call us today to schedule your free consultation, and I look forward to seeing you here soon.
Hi folks, Butch Miller from Milton Martin Honda in Gainesville, and why you should get your next new car at Milton Martin Honda. First, a fantastic selection. We bought extra cars, so now we have the largest inventory in the area. Next, an incredibly low price. Plus, we'll give you more for your trade. Third, we'll treat you the way you like to be treated. Those three things combined, we call the Milton Martin Honda Advantage. So remember folks, if you think you can get a better deal on a better car at Milton Martin Honda in Gainesville, you got that right.
Specializing in shipping, packaging, and maintenance products, Wilhite Packaging wants to make you their next client. The team members at Wilhite realize customer satisfaction and teamwork are the driving force of their business. They've earned the business of over 500 customers with dedication to service and by providing products at fair and competitive prices. You won't be disappointed. They guarantee it. For more information, visit online at wilhite.com.
Do you have dinner plans? Come and enjoy casual fine dining right here in downtown Gainesville. Scott's on the Square welcomes you for dinner Tuesday through Saturday night. With only fresh, prime cuts of steak and seafood, Scott's on the Square guarantees you'll become a repeat customer. Ask about catering or scheduling your special event at Scott's on the Square, 110 Main Street. Call to make your dinner plans or make your reservations online at scottsonthesquare.com. Casual fine dining at its best is right here in Gainesville.
At the offices of Dr. Norman Peets, DDS on Green Street in Gainesville, patients have all their general dentistry needs explained. Ask about sedation dentistry. Dr. Peets' team of professionals puts you at ease. Dedicated, experienced professional. He's Gainesville's family dentist. Dr. Norman Peets, 615 Green Street in Gainesville.
I will not march blindly into the fluorescent light of Monday morning to a job I do not love. I will not go with the flow. I am not a carbon copy. I will visit this website before tomorrow because I refuse to work for the weekend, even if everyone is working for the weekend. Today, I will find a job that I love. Today, I will find my career happiness.
2011 high school football preview rolling on here on WDUN Sports Talk. This is week 2 of 3. We'll be back next week to talk some more high school football. The season getting started here in just a little bit. All right, we just talked with Lakeview Academy's head coach Matthew Gruen. Let's move a little bit down the street, staying in Gainesville. Riverside Military Academy, another season for them. Head coach Chris Cotter in studio to talk about what to expect this year. Coach, thanks so much for being here today. It's your second year with Riverside Academy. And, talk about you guys. You have a very unique challenge as a coach and as a school because I guess you don't know exactly what players you're going to have, what players you lost until school gets started. Right there, right before the fall.
Absolutely, it is a unique challenge. First of all, thank you all for having us in. Riverside Military Academy's proud to put the word out about our school anywhere we can. Yes, while most schools are working real hard together as a family, June and July, 3, 4, or 5 days a week, I don't see my kids from May 20th until we check them back in for August 1st practice. Our roster kind of reads like a college's. We have kids from around the world. I have kids from Korea, China, Colombia, Mexico, and scattered out throughout the United States. So it's a unique challenge, to say the very least.
Yeah, absolutely.
You talk about the challenges. I know you made some changes to your coaching staff and just made some I guess some changes kind of to what y'all are going to do overall. But talk about especially with the coaching staff. It seems like you brought in some guys who are used to those kind of challenges this year.
No question. We were fortunate enough to get 2 gentlemen out of Lyman Ward Military Academy in Alabama. So I wanted to make sure that I had a coaching staff this year that understood the differences between your public school, your private school, and your military school. Yeah. So we got Sheldon Ward, who was the head coach and athletic director at Lyman Ward for the last 3 years. He's going to be my offensive coordinator. And he brought in the spread offense, which we ran a type of it last year, but he's got a much more expansive background in that. And I also brought along his offensive line coach, Jacob Geiger, who is a very, very knowledgeable young man dealing with the offensive line, which is where we've really struggled for, I think, in my opinion, for the last couple of years. So.
I would think it'd be kind of a challenge to go from, I guess you ran a single wing last year, to go to a spread, high school kids, that kind of thing. How tough do you think that transition is going to be for you guys in 2011?
Not too tough because we're really dealing with new personnel. Yeah. I don't have my quarterback back, my running back. A great majority of my offensive line is going to be brand new. So it's really not that big of a challenge. We've had an opportunity to install it from the second they walked in on school grounds, and so they're adapting to it pretty well. I've got a new quarterback, 6'5", 215-pound sophomore who's got an arm. So I went from a very mobile quarterback where we liked to run him last year to a true traditional passer who's not as nimble as foot but has a very good arm. And so we're excited about working with him.
You mentioned the offense. Talk a little bit about your defense. I know defensive line-wise, you're going to be pretty strong there this year.
Absolutely. The strength of our team is our defensive line. We've got Marlon Edwards returning in his senior year, who was our leading tackler on the defensive line last year. He's about 6'2.5", 6'3", 225, can run like a deer. He's also going to play running back for us, which coming from the big 5A programs that I've been involved with in the past, the defensive line and running back combo is not one you see very often. But at single A, it's not all that unusual. At nose guard, we're going to play Victor Salcido, who is very quick off the football. He's about 6 foot, 220 pounds, and he's also a very, very good kicker. He led our team in scoring last year, which isn't. That's not something a head coach wants to say a lot, is the leading scorer was your kicker. But he's good from about 45 in. He's pretty automatic, kicks the ball in the end zone every time. And then on the other defensive end, we've got a kid by the name of Avery Eubanks who started every game for us last year as a first-year football player. So he's got a year of defensive end under his belt. And we're excited about what we've seen out of them in the summer so far.
Well, excellent. Sounds like it's going to line up pretty well for you guys. Really appreciate your time. Good luck in 2011, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
And looking at Riverside's schedule here, they are in Region 8A, Morgan, and you notice on this thing, they have to travel a little bit, I guess, but, man, they used to get nailed in Gisa, wouldn't they? I mean, they'd be all over the state.
Oh, yeah. That region stretched from, where was it? Middle Georgia, if not further south than that, all the way up to here. You're talking about bus trips of 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so you look at that week 2, August 26th, they're at Lumpkin County. That's a pretty good early measuring stick for this team.
Absolutely. Lumpkin County, established themselves as a just a very solid program that's trying to turn the corner into becoming a year in, year out playoff team. Going to be, the kind of athletes that certainly that they'll see amongst the best teams in 8A, if not better. So, certainly a big challenge for him.
Coach Cutter has a little Coach Smith, a little Coach Mike Smith from the Atlanta Falcons, doesn't he? Just kind of has that look.
Absolutely. I mean, similar build, and I think it's that sable hair is certainly a part of it.
I don't know if he's bowing up to any of the other team, the players of the other team like Coach Smith does.
I haven't seen it. I mean, he's a pretty intense guy, and very much like Mike Smith. I mean, you meet him, he's very warm and easy to talk to, but like any coach, he gets on the field and the intensity ratchets up.
Exactly. But we talk to coaches all the time. Football coaches, they're kind of set in their ways. I mean that in a good way. I mean that they have a system. They have the players they know are coming back. To have a job like the Riverside job, you have to be kind of you got to be a little more bendable, a little more malleable, don't you?
Yeah. Flexibility is definitely a key there, because to be able to go through an entire summer in the current climate, not knowing either, A, who you've got coming back, B, who may not be coming back, C, if the kids that you are, that are coming back are actually working out and keeping in shape. I mean, that's got to just be very tough for a coach who, came from other programs where he was used to that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so they'll try to rebound from a 2-8 2010 season. Gets started August 19th against Pinecrest Academy. Good luck to the Riverside Eagles. All right, we'll take a break, come back, and wrap things up. This is the second of three installments of your 2011 high school football season. More after this on WDUN Sports Talk on WDUN TV.
Public notice. A massive $2 million warehouse liquidation is underway at the furniture store. Tons of merchandise has been trucked in from manufacturers' warehouses, and it's all selling at extreme drastic price cuts. Hurry, it's first come, first save, and once it's gone for good at the furniture store in Canton and...
Hey there, I'm Dr. Ron Wilson. At Wilson Orthodontics, we've helped thousands of people just like you get that perfect, healthy smile they've always dreamed of. And we do that by using state-of-the-art orthodontic technology. Children and adults love our exciting Georgia Bulldogs game room.
Come in and experience the atmosphere.
Our team is the best around, and they treat all our patients like they're part of the family.
They were so nice to me.
Call us today to schedule your free consultation, and I look forward to seeing you here soon.
Hi folks, Butch Miller from Milton Martin Honda in Gainesville, and why you should get your next new car at Milton Martin Honda. First, a fantastic selection. We bought extra cars, so now we have the largest inventory in the area. Next, an incredibly low price. Plus, we'll give you more for your trade. Third, we'll treat you the way you like to be treated. Those three things combined, we call a Milton Martin Honda Advantage. So remember folks, if you think you can get a better deal on a better car at Milton Martin Honda in Gainesville, you got that right.
Specializing in shipping, packaging, and maintenance products, Wilhite Packaging wants to make you their next client. The team members at Wilhite realize customer satisfaction and teamwork are the driving force of their business. They've earned the business of over 500 customers with dedication to service and by providing products at fair and competitive prices. You won't be disappointed. They guarantee it. For more information, visit online at wilhite.com.
Do you have dinner plans? Come and enjoy casual fine dining right here in downtown Gainesville. Scott's on the Square welcomes you for dinner Tuesday through Saturday night. With only fresh, prime cuts of steak and seafood, Scott's on the Square guarantees you'll become a repeat customer. Ask about catering or scheduling your special event at Scott's on the Square, 110 Main Street. Call to make your dinner plans or make your reservations online at scottsonthesquare.com. Casual fine dining at its best is right here in Gainesville.
At the offices of Dr. Norman Peets, DDS on Green Street in Gainesville, patients have all their general dentistry needs explained. Ask about sedation dentistry. Dr. Peets' team of professionals puts you at ease. Dedicated, experienced, professional. He's Gainesville's family dentist. Dr. Norman Peets, 615 Green Street in Gainesville.
I will not march blindly into the fluorescent light of Monday morning to a job I do not love. I will not go with the flow. I am not a carbon copy. I will visit this website before tomorrow because I refuse to work for the weekend, even if everyone is working for the weekend. Today, I will find a job that I love. Today, I will find my career happiness.
All right, WDUN Sports Talk wrapping it up for week 2 of your 3-hour 2011 high school football preview. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. Morgan Lee, he's the busy guy over there. He's the sports editor for AccessNorthGA.com. All right, so we're kind of counting down also not only to kickoff, but before kickoff, of course, is the preview that's done on Access, and I guess that's something that's going to be happening next week and a half. There's no like real landing time for it because you guys use so many different teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, 30 teams, so basically everybody in North Georgia. So yeah, definitely next week. We will post on the website exactly what day it will be out, but we're looking probably Wednesday, Thursday next week. Again, all 30 teams, previews, schedules, rosters, everything you could think of will be on there. So it's going to be a sprint to the finish, but we'll get it done.
Yeah, and you have quotes with the coaches and all that stuff. So if you see your coach and see us interviewing him, just know there's going to be a lot more as far as the previews are concerned. All right, here's what you can expect as far as this show is concerned. Next week we'll be back for our third of 3 installments as far as 2011 high school football preview. Next week we'll be seeing green, buddy.
Yeah.
We got Buford head coach Jess Simpson as well as North Hall head man Bob Christmas, and we'll also be taking a little trip down to Oakwood as well. We'll be talking with West Hall head coach Mike Newton, Johnson's head coach Paul Friel as well. So It's going to be a busy week next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to fall, quote unquote.
Absolutely.
August.
That's fine. It's good to be busy.
Yeah. I enjoyed my time off, but man, when it was over, it was over.
Yes, exactly right. All right, so we have 3 straight weeks, of course, of video. As far as the audio of this, you're going to be able to hear it on our sister station on 1240 ESPN Radio. Going to be coming up later on. We'll have specifics for you as we get closer to it. So we'll let you know about that next week. So, and throughout the season, we're going to be having our own hour-long show each week, kind of talking about the games from the past and what to expect for the next coming Friday. So that'll be here on AccessNorthGA.com as well as on 1240 ESPN Radio. So we will have all the specifics as far as that is concerned.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm excited.
All right, I'm excited as well. Our thanks to Coach Shaw with Flowery Branch, Coach Gray with East Hall, as well as Coach Gruen and Coach Cotter with Lakeview and Riverside. Thank you to you for watching. We will be back next week, next Wednesday. We'll have this on once again, and we will be talking with the coaches from Buford, North Hall, Johnson, and West Hall. That's going to do it for today. Thank you very much for watching WDUN Sports Talk on WDUN TV.